Hello, hello. On today's show, Mike is going to show us the very first winners of Cover Combat 8 from round 1A and show us the matchups for round 1B. Welcome to your favorite comic cover art loving, battle simulating podcast, Cover Combat by Xcellar Comics. I, of course, am your fourth or fifth favorite podcasting host, and I am not alone, thank God. First up, we have the man that does a majority of this awesome Cover Combat stuff, Mike.
Hey, it's good to see everyone on a Monday night.
And then, of course, Patrick is here. Happy Combat Day, Patrick.
You stole my line, Kevin. Happy Combat Day to you.
I won't do it again. I just wanted to do it that one time because I said I wanted to coin that. Anyway, and then, of course, we are lucky enough to have Karen with her background producing tonight. All right, awesome, Mike. Man, we've talked about it a bunch of times that, you know, we can only imagine what you go through knowing these results already, and then, you know, having to keep that to yourself for a couple of days must be tough, right?
It is. It is. I get excited wanting to share it. I'm like, you know, like midnight on a Wednesday. Let's go. I'm ready to show the layouts. I'm ready to show this and that. You know,
yeah.
To it.
Yeah, and I don't know whether you guys are experiencing this in your house or not, but since this is the Xcellar Family Edition, there's a lot of family, you know, kind of coded, you know, talk around the house. Are you guys experiencing that as well?
Yeah.
A little bit, but my family is terrible at codes. They're like, that one was mine.
Well, obviously, yeah, I guess you can't have the same experience me and Pat are having anyway, because you know. So
I know, but the three of them didn't.
Oh, Mark didn't know Cora's and Cora doesn't know. Right, gotcha.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
They didn't, but if Emily voted for one of Mark's, he was like, that's what I'm talking about, and wanted to high five her and stuff.
Right.
So,
basically, I don't know. I have no idea what Chelsea put in here. In seeing the covers, I have no clue. Maybe here or there I might have one clue, but Valor's, I'm like, every time one pops up on the screen, I look over at him. And he looks back at me. And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Nothing."
Yeah, it's pretty awesome experience. You know, why we love Cover Combat so much, and I think the little tweaks we make every time, do something different every time, makes it more and more fun each time. So, all right, Mike, I'm gonna put your screen up. You're ready to go.
I am ready to go.
Got a moving image going on now.
Yeah, I keep getting worried. It's like, man, I get so excited about it. I love this, and then I was like, oh man, I'm dreading next week. How am I going to make next week better?
Right.
So,
well, you know, we're all impressed so far, and that is definitely awesome with that moving logo. So that's great, man. All right,
thanks.
What we got?
Yep. So we're going to get right into it. The first matchup, we had X-Men 21 from Nick Klein versus Captain America #4, Steve Epting.
This is a tough one for me.
Yeah, it was actually pretty close. The winner had 56% of the vote.
Makes sense. Checks out. Where'd you eventually decide to go on this one, Pat?
I went with the X-Men. I'm a big fan of that Brubaker cap run, but I like Steve Epting's art, but there's always something that kind of bothered me about Cap's mask. It was like real hard edged around the eyes, and it makes it even more pronounced when he sort of has his head bowed in shadow there. So that's just a little tiny nitpick. I'd be happy if either one of these make it through.
That's exactly where I am too. That's kind of what I decided as well. I liked them both so much, but there is just something about the eyes on that cover that made me. I do believe I think they're so close. I say this every time. That's so close for me. I think I went X-Men. Could have gone Cap. I don't know. Which way did you go, Mike?
I went with Cap. I see what Patrick's talking about there. I never read this run, so I never noticed that before. Now, I just like how clean and slick the artwork looks there. I like Nick Klein. It's just a little rougher style. I do like the saber-toothed tiger on the front.
Right. Right.
I like saber-toothed tigers. But I did go with Cap just because of how so clean Epting's stuff is. Hold on. I think actually I do have my master sheet here with all the votes on it. I always I type it up because it gets so messy.
Right.
So I actually have it here. If you want, I can look up which one you actually voted for. That's interesting.
What?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think because I use KM for Karen and KR for you, but halfway through I caught myself doing KR for Karen.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you voted for X-Men and you voted for Captain America.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
That's just more papers.
Who pulled it out?
Right. All right. So yeah, let's get to it. I forgot we're actually here to see the winner. We've already talked about these for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So the winner with 56% of the vote. Moving forward, we have Captain America #4.
What the heck? Mike.
How's that? Yeah.
That is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. I wish I could take full credit for it. Marcus actually suggested the Thanos snap back in Cover Combat 7, but it was the last week and I already had everything laid out. So I said, buddy, I'm going to do it on the first round of Cover Combat 8 because it was such a great idea. I wish I could have done it last time. I guess I'm glad that I held off a little bit. It was cool.
Yeah, that is awesome. I was starting to think for a second that something was wrong with your screen because it gets all fuzzy before it does that. And for all the podcast listeners, you can't appreciate this, but it's Thanos's gauntlet, and he does the snap to make the loser disappear. Genius, Mike. Genius.
Thank you. I'm glad that I passed my genius on to my boy.
Yeah. All right.
So there we go. Our first book. Moving on. All right. Next up, Starman #7 from Tony Harris versus X-Men 13, Ed McGuinness. This one was even closer. 52% of the vote went to the winner.
Wow. This one, as I looked at this more and more, I actually started to appreciate that Starman more than I originally did. I think I might have ultimately went X-Men still, but it got a lot more closer, or got a lot closer as I looked at them more closely. Because that Starman's pretty cool, and there is some purple in that X-Men. Sorry, Karen, but that's not my favorite color. This is easy for you, Pat, right?
Well, while I do like both of them, I like both artists as well. And I went with my boy Starman here, but I will say Tony Harris's art evolved immensely over the course of 80 some issues of Starman. And if I were to pick a Starman cover, it wouldn't be this one, but I do like this one. So I had to give some love to Starman.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I went with Starman. You know, I do like McGinnis. Just I don't think that was a strong McGinnis cover. And there's so much that I love about that Starman.
And did you guys notice too how Magneto's abs are kind of going over his belt line? Isn't that kind of weird? It's kind of like he used to have a big gut and he lost 100 pounds and it flabbed down over his belt line. You know what I'm saying?
He's got an odd shadow there.
Yeah, I think it's the shadows and the coloring that give it that impression.
Yeah, I didn't notice it before,
but now you can't unsee it, right?
I was so enamored with the Starman cover.
Yeah, right. All right, who's moving on?
But I think also Tony Harris is going to be in. Was it Charlotte? Is that the convention coming up?
Yep, Heroes Con.
Heroes Con. I always forget the name of that one.
He's pretty much a regular there every year.
We need to get there.
Yeah.
Like Baltimore's, I think Baltimore's one of the best ones. I take out New York and San Diego because they're so focused elsewhere. Baltimore, I think, is really focused on comics a lot more. So, but I do want to get that Heroes Con in one of these days.
Definitely.
Jenny Frisian's going to be there too.
Oh,
I'm in.
We got to really try to. Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to take my entire run of Revival in every Wonder Woman cover. Busy.
especially since we've all been at Baltimore together. Now we need to get together at Heroes Con.
Yeah. All right, but before that, we got to see who's moving on here.
Right.
With 52% of the vote, we have Starman #7 and Tony Harris.
Daggone. Man, that thing's awesome.
I'm gonna have to go buy this book to have him sign it and talk about how it was in our cover combat now.
You know what? I'm kind of feeling a sleeper cover here already. You know how on other cover combats all the time, I've talked about how a cover, the longer it lasts, the more I start to appreciate it and love it. And who knows, this might get my vote next round. We'll see.
Yeah.
But man, that Thanos snap is awesome, man.
I should have put the Thanos snap against one of my other ones at the end here. Anyway. All right. Next up. Oh, there we go. Batgirl 16 and Benes. Patrick, help me out. How do you say it?
Benes.
Beans.
And my wife's confirming for you that Thanos snap is awesome, Mike. Just
okay. Thank you.
That. Yeah.
Awesome. Versus Fantastic Four 256. We all know how to say his name. John Byrne.
John Byrne.
John. Did you ever say it, Byrne?
No. I just came up with that off the cuff right now.
Another close one here. 54%. This is right in between the first two. 54% go to the winner here.
I can't remember which one of these I voted for the opposite reason, because that Batgirl's creepy as heck, so I wouldn't want to vote for it. And then it's a nihilist, right? In the back, right? So I'm not a nihilist fan, you know. Ooh. So yeah, I can't remember which way I voted because the other end of the spectrum on this.
I think you voted Batgirl.
Had to hold my nose maybe for both of these. I'm not sure. No offense to who submitted them. It's not because they're not great art. It's just because of little nitpicky things. We talked about it.
Well, yeah. Once again, I've got a KR for Fantastic Four and a KR for Batgirl. So I'm thinking Karen probably voted for Batgirl, and that puts you on Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I still hadn't caught my mistake.
That would probably make sense. All right.
I like the Batgirl because actually it's creepy, but it's not as creepy as that last one that was submitted in Cover Combat 7.
I agree with that.
Thing was super creepy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Moving on with 54% of the vote, we have Creepy Joker Batgirl number 16.
Dagger, Pat. Sorry about it. Did you make
That's
that
all right.
reaction? Did you make that reaction to my Annihilus comment because you're a big Annihilus fan?
Yeah, I think he's a really cool character, especially if they do him right.
Okay,
I've always liked him, especially from that John Byrne era. Yeah.
gotcha. Well, no more Annihilus this cover combat though. Maybe next time. And you said that's Jokerized back roll, Mike?
Oh, I don't know what it is. I
thought
didn't
that
read
was
the
like
Death of the
deceased, but I guess that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's Death of the Family, so that's a Joker. Yeah, I was thinking that was deceit. It was okay. I
on,
like it. I like it better now.
Yeah, this is what 2013, I think. This is way back years before Deceased came around.
Okay.
It's when I was just getting back into
Right.
picking up books, so I didn't get this Death of the Family stuff. But I don't know what's going on.
All right, cool.
All right. Next up, this matchup. Black Widow, the trade paperback, Adi Granov versus Soul Eater, Volume 19, Atsushi Akubo.
Yeah, this one's rough for whoever submitted the Soul Eater. Well, this is my personal opinion. Who knows? I could be wrong here. We could see that in a second. But this one's a pretty rough matchup. That Black Widow is gorgeous. Was this a simple one for you too, Pat?
Yeah, I definitely a matchup victim, I think, for Soul Eater, just because not only is the Black Widow cover more mainstream, it's just a very, very nice cover. I'm actually surprised it hasn't shown up in earlier cover combats. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a matchup also. I think Soul Eater could have done better elsewhere. It's got it's got that certain style to it.
Yeah.
And I think New York Mike submitted one of the covers from this series. This is the trade paperback cover, and I don't know if this was number one's cover, but I know New York Mike submitted one of these covers for one of the previous cover combats.
Okay.
But that's such a great cover.
Yeah.
It's kind of one that I can see it moving, forward pretty good.
Can see it winning this whole deal. Yeah.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
If it makes it past Soul Eater. Just saying.
Right. If it makes it past Soul Eater. I never know. I never know.
I know.
I don't know yet.
So the winner was 77% of the vote. Moving on. Potentially win it all. Black Widow trade paperback. Adigram.
R.I.P. Soul Eater. I feel like that Soul Eater may have been something like my Ronin submission with the 80s. The 80s theme cover combat we did it. You just, if you have such affection of the interior too, that might have some to, that's like when I submitted my Ronin in the 80s theme, I knew it wasn't going to win, but I love that cover so much. I wanted the world to see it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Next up, New Teen Titans 40, George Perez versus the Transformers #5 from Mark Bright. The winner here, 65% of the vote. Couple big gaps on these last couple.
Daggum. Man, I wish Johnny would be here. Would have been here because I got to ask him. He'd definitely submit either one of these. I think I'm still trying to sniff out which one Johnny submitted. But he obviously didn't submit two. So, but this is what I totally thought when I saw this the first time.
Yeah, these are both right up his alley.
Yeah. I want Transformers though. That Transformers awesome. What about you, Pat?
Yeah, I like I said when we revealed it, that Transformers cover, it's sort of just burned in my brain. One of those early, I think like the first 4 issues were like a limited series, and it got shifted to the ongoing and continued the number. And that cover is just like so burned in my brain. And not that George Perez cover is bad, but there's a lot going on there, and if you're not really looking, you're gonna miss a lot of the details there.
Right.
So, yeah, I just had to go with the Transformers this time.
You too, Mike?
Yeah, I went with Transformers as well. Because that Titans, if you don't if you're not looking, you don't see the other Titans back there. You know,
Wait,
kinda
the other Titans are in there?
yeah, the stalactites or whatever that stuff is in the back. Like, look at the S, the
I
bottom of
got
the
you.
S.
Yeah. Oh, there
That's
they
like
are. Yeah.
Cyborg
Got it.
there.
Missed it. Got it.
Yeah, like Patrick was saying, if you don't
Yep.
really get in there and look, you'll never see them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went with Transformers just because it's so awesome. It's such a great powerful
Yeah, it is.
cover.
It is.
It's
It's a great cover and it's a great classic look. I mean, that new Teen Titans obviously a great classic look too, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Moving forward with 65% of the vote, we've got Transformers number 5, Mark Bright.
Thank God. You know, I think I love that more. Sorry to whoever submitted the new Teen Titans.
Yeah.
I'm just happy about it personally. But you know, it's you know why, you know, another thing that's great about this Snap Gauntlet, Mike.
What?
And Pat, back me up or say if you disagree that, you know, when it's doing the fuzzy thing, it gives you this illusion that it could be either one getting ready to disappear. It's awesome.
Right.
Once again, Mike, great job.
Thanks. So it wouldn't be bad if I reused it.
You know, it would not be bad if we did the Snap Gauntlet for cover combat throughout forever. I wouldn't be upset about it. I know you like to stay fresh though, so
yeah, I can bring things back and move things around, but yeah I do like it. All right, next up, Our Army at War number 266, Joe Kubert versus Marvel Knights 2 from Jay Lee.
Okay, I have officially decided that Marvel Knights is anatomically correct. She could do that in real life, Pat. Okay.
Did you try it out in your backyard?
Right. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't try it out. I had my wife do it. But anyway, that's a whole different. So since I decided that it's anatomically correct, I still didn't vote for it, though. I think I still went with Sergeant Rock because that Sergeant Rock is awesome. Even though the Marvel Knights is a little bit more awesome, even with me deciding that she could do that pose. Where's Johnny again? Kirsty could do that. Kirsty'd be here to validate that. That'd be a good. But anyway, that's
Sergeant Max. Max is probably the only one in your family that could probably pull it off right now, Kevin.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's got the youth. Yeah.
The thing with that, and unfortunately we won't get, I'm sure you saw it when Jesse proved that this is feasible. You can get into that position and hold it, but getting out of that position, there's no graceful way that happened.
That's true. That is the hardest part. So would you vote for, Pat? I
went Marvel Knights on this one. Honestly, I'm not the biggest War Comics fan, but I can appreciate them. But I do like Jay Lee, and it just pushed it over the edge a little bit, so I went Marvel Knights.
Mike?
Yeah, I like Jay Lee a lot. I really like the, I guess those are dragons and the symmetry of this book. But, you put Joe Kubert in a war book in front of me, it's going to win for me, hands down, every single time.
But they're both awesome. Definitely.
They are.
Both submitters, good job. Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's move on to the winner with 58% of the vote.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Oh!
Marvel Knights 2, Jay Lee, and Elektra in the doable pose. The posable pose. The possible pose.
It has a chance to get my vote in the future.
Yeah,
I'd like to see this one in person too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I just want to, whenever I just want to grab it out of the screen and hold it. And look at it more closely.
It's not a puppy.
We've talked about that. I mean, there's just something that doesn't quite translate, sometimes. But anyway. All right.
Oh, this next one. I'm surprised that the one book in this matchup hasn't been submitted. We have The Amazing Spider-Man 136 from John Romita Sr. versus Incredible Hulk 181, Herb Trimpe. First appearance of Wolverine, actually the second appearance, but we'll save that for another show.
Right. I think we covered that on a show before, but anyway. Yeah, like I meant, is there really a Spider-Man cover here? I don't know because I can't see past the Incredible Hulk, and I'm jealous I didn't submit it. But yeah, so that's all me. Pat?
Yeah, I don't think Romita did a bad Spider-Man cover ever, but there's just something about that Incredible Hulk cover, and I love first appearance Wolverine. Weird as he looks, I've always liked that costume, so yeah, I had to go that direction.
Yeah, I feel that too. I don't really like that costume much, but the fact that it's kind of weird, it makes me like this way back when in particular. So, what about you, Mike?
Yeah, I love, like Patrick said, Romita on Spider-Man. Not a bad cover out there. But I do like the Hulk 181. I think the first early Wolverines with the short ears, I think it's awesome. I'm glad that they changed them over the years because I do think he looks better now than then. But I still like that look.
Yeah.
And,
The Wendigo's kind of wonky on there though, too, right?
Yeah. I was actually talking to Johnny about this one time. He said Wolverine looks silly. Wendigo his face is just wonky and odd. The Hulk looks weird, but he loves this cover. It's like,
because there's a symmetry of weirdness, right?
Yeah. You put them all together. It's great.
Great cover. Yep.
Right. All right, come on.
Oh yeah, we got to reveal the winner here. I did 59% of the vote went to the winner.
Oh geez.
All right. Right for your favorite, everybody. These are both good. Winner. Moving on.
Oh!
Is Amazing Spider-Man 136.
Oh my god.
You gonna be okay? That hurts, right?
That was painful.
It's like your favorite book just got thrown across the living room.
Daggum.
So do you think that's the Spider-Man factor that won out there, or what?
I'm gonna say yes with that.
I think some of it's a Spider-Man factor. I think some of it legitimately is the way Wolverine looks with the really stubby ears.
Yep.
Man, that breaks my heart though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess in the future, this is the way I should take what I should take away from this is I get to be the one that submits Incredible Hulk 181 later to when it could possibly actually win.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll see. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, next up, we have Monsters Unleashed. This is the collected edition with Steve McNiven on art versus Beta Ray Bill, God Hunter #1, Patrick Zurcher. The winner here, 67%.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that Beta Ray Bill. I love both of them, but yeah, that just being a scrunched cover for that Monsters Unleashed does not do it justice.
Actually, because of that, I wanted to see more detail, and I looked it up and actually found out that that's the cover for #1. It was actually a wraparound cover, so they kind of cropped it and squeezed it down a little bit for this trade paperback cover.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Yeah. Okay. Man, I love that Monsters Unleashed. To the trade dress in general. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, a trade dress that I like, which I like this one as well, is enough to make me pick that cover. If I like the artwork too, but I ended up going with the Beta Ray Bill because the trade dress just took up so much space. So here it did a disservice.
And I've never read a Beta Ray Bill too. I need to read Beta Ray Bill. You guys ever read the Monsters Unleashed too? Because it's good.
No, I never read it.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know if I read it or if I did, it didn't leave a big impression on me. I know, wasn't it like a limited series? Then it had another longer series or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
kind
right.
of the Wolverine trick, where volume 1 was a limited series and then volume 2 was an ongoing. I'm not sure how long it went though. I think it was still actually limited, but they didn't refer to it as limited. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It was short. It was short. Yeah.
Expect the unexpected with them.
Yeah. Right.
All right. 67% of the vote. Moving forward, we have. God,
Rest in-
#1. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I should say I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Betty Ray Bill, God Hunter #1. Moving forward.
I was just saying RIP whoever submitted Monsters on Leash. That's still a great cover.
Yeah.
Both good submissions. I love this Beta Ray Bill. I think Galactus in the background is really cool like that too.
It's an odd layout. I think Bill should have been maybe a little bit smaller so we see a little more of Galactus's face. Or maybe they just wanted to get the eyes. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is just odd back there, but I picked it anyway.
Yeah.
It's a trade dress.
All right.
Next up, we have ISIS #7, Rich Buckler versus the Umbrella Academy #2, James Jean.
This is one for me too that I really didn't feel too compelled to pick either one of them. And I'm a big 80s comic lover, obviously. But this ISIS just wasn't enough for me for some reason. And I wasn't feeling that Umbrella Academy at all. How about you, Pat?
Yeah, I have no attachment to the ISIS character. It's an okay cover, but just wasn't doing it for me. And I love James Jean. It's not my favorite James Jean cover. I do like the Umbrella Academy. I think it's a good cover. So that I'm kind of the same way as you. I don't love either of them, but I went Umbrella Academy.
I think I ultimately went Umbrella Academy too. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I went Umbrella Academy. I like the color palette on it. And I like the it's weird. You take it all the way down, you focus on the framed picture on the casket, and I think it's really well done. It's an odd thing to focus on. But I really like that. I think that looks great. And the whole thing just tied together.
Yeah.
Yep, it was good. That's what I went with.
All right.
I'm looking it up here. I think you did go with Umbrella.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. The winner had 80% of the vote. So this was a pretty big gap here.
Yeah.
Moving forward, we have the Umbrella Academy 2 from James Jean.
If we have another black and white cover, win cover combat. I mean, wait, was Ronin? That wasn't technically black and white, right? That was.
Oh, it kind of was.
Spot coloring. What did we call that before? Right.
What had I can't remember what that book
Ronin was color, and the rest of it, the
Right.
word Ronin was color, and the rest of it was black and white.
Black and white, yeah. You never know. It's moving forward enough.
And this one just has a little splotch of red in it too in the Dark Horse comics.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? We'll see.
All right. Next up. Oh, talking about red. Bloodshot Salvation #1 from Kenneth Rockfort versus Men of War 2, Victor Kalvekev. Now, the more I say it, the worse it gets.
The pasty white people covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't get away from the necromancy that's going on in the Men of War, so I had to go with Bloodshot on this one. How about you, Pat?
Yeah, I was never a Bloodshot fan, and I'm not familiar with the artist that did the Men of War cover, but I think it's a really nice designed cover, and I went that direction.
Man, I was never a Bloodshot fan either until I saw the movie, and I actually like Bloodshot now. Did you ever see the movie, Pat?
No.
Vin Diesel, it's awesome. So,
yeah, I didn't see the movie. Did anybody besides you? It was like you and
I don't know. I think
You
it
know-
might have been straight to streaming, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Don't know the numbers on that. Is there a way to find out what kind of numbers something does on streaming? I don't even know the answer to that question. Do either of you?
Probably not, unless I think that a lot of times they don't want to release their numbers. So I think you're kind of left not knowing with the streaming services.
It's a shame. It's a
Yeah.
shame.
I'm sure they weren't good.
No, I think they were good. It's got Vin Diesel. I'm telling you, it was a fun movie, action packed. I liked it.
Man, I haven't watched these movies since that one where he was blind in the dark. What was that
Pitch
called?
Black. You
There
mean
you go.
besides for all the Guardians of the Galaxies? You mean?
Well, he voices it, okay, and he doesn't even voice much.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, I voted for Men of War.
Could you imagine that phone call? They call Vin. It's like, hey man, we got a big job. We got a big project for you. A Marvel superhero movie. He's like, yes. What are my lines?
Yeah, you're gonna be a tree.
You're gonna be a tree
That's
that
like-
says the same 3 words all the time.
Yeah, it's like the worst kid in school that wants to be in a play, and they let him. It's like, I'm in the play. What do you play? A tree. Vin Diesel is the tree.
Right.
Son of a gun.
Which one did you go for on this one, Mike? Is that
Men of War. Yeah, I did Men of War. I don't think it's a necromancy thing there. I think she's turning them dead. I don't think she's.
well, I think it's kind of necromancy-y because she kills them, and then I'm sure she doesn't, unless you're thinking like she kills them and then she just leaves them right away after they're dead. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, she's not hanging out with the dead ones back there. She's on to the one that's not dead, and making them dead.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No necromancy here.
All right, who's gonna buy the book and read it? The submitter. Let me get them on the phone.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Let's see. The winner. 64% of the vote went to the winner. All right. Which one of these are we going to be talking about next week? Looks like Bloodshot, Salvation #1.
More Vin Diesel talk coming at you.
Yeah, I'm going to do some Vin Diesel research. I've seen exactly 0 of those Fast and Furious movies. What are they?
Me too.
10, 9.
I've seen the first 2, and guess what?
You loved them?
They're good. They're really good. But I never continued because I'm sure it's just kind of the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. There's that small group of us there, Patrick, that have never seen it. And we'll make it a point to never see one.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone's going to sneak one in. It's kind of like, if a vegan actually or a vegetarian actually accidentally eats a hamburger.
Yeah, you're going to be at a party one night and someone's going to
Yeah.
put it on and you're going to be looking over and realizing how awesome it is.
like, no, I've gone so many years. Nothing. Have it ruined.
What's up, your grandpa? Your grandpa's chiming in. I was going to say, don't badmouth those movies. Okay, your grandpa, we're on the same page, brother. All in fun. All in fun.
Yeah. There's a bunch of movies that I like that everybody. I love Bubba Hotep.
Yeah, that's
Love that.
horrible.
That's great.
And Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I hate that. Or Fear and Loathing. What is it? Fear and Loathing. Is it Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas? Hate that movie. You love that movie. My wife loved that movie too.
Yeah, I actually started reading the book after I watched the movie, and it opens up just like the movie, or the movie opens up just like the book or whatever. And I'm reading it, and as I'm reading it to the tempo of Johnny Depp's voice. And it's like, oh man, this is weird.
Right.
So anyway,
Everybody was like, is this what Kevin watched, or is this cover?
right, yeah. All right,
Anyway,
Monday night. Man, that's almost bedtime. Let's go.
yeah.
Next up, Hellblazer, Volume 1 from Jim Lee versus Daredevil 4, Julian Tedesco. Let me give the percentage. 60% went to the winner.
This one was tough for me too. I like both of these. Johnny made mention about how that Daredevil looks like he's wearing a Daredevil t-shirt. You know?
Yeah, he is. It's one of those all over prints.
Yeah.
I never like those things.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Yeah.
Right. That's supposed to be like reflective body armor, right?
No, I think it's an all over print t-shirt. I don't know. I never looked at it as a reflection.
No, I think it's just like an artistic interpretation of what's going on in the story.
Okay. All right.
Yep, I'll buy that.
I love how Constantine looks like an angel in that, with the way all the feathers are laying behind him. He looks like an angel.
Yeah, I never noticed that. I mean, I noticed the wings. I just never put the two together. But,
yeah, that's what I saw right away.
Yeah, I'd have to assume that's intentional as well. Big fan of the Daredevil run, but that cover's not one of my favorites. I think what Hellblazer here.
Yeah, I went with Hellblazer as well. I like it. It's a weird thing. I like the legs, the way his pants go right into his shoes. It's just that odd shading.
Yeah, it's almost that cover almost gives you the impression that it was never inked, like it went right from pencil to colors. Because you'll see a lot of times black areas like that, before they're inked, they'll kind of look that way.
Right.
And I do agree. I like the effect it gives it.
Yep. And then his shirt, I'm actually just noticing, kind of has a Bernie Wrightson look to it. Just where it's all.
Oh yeah, I can see that too.
So now I want that collection volume. But anyway, let's go. The winner.
Yeah, I definitely want that. Anyway, yeah.
The winner with 60% of the vote. We can talk more about one of these next week or next time. Moving forward is Hellblazer Volume 1.
Nice.
Jim Lee. Yeah, I think it's great if you look at this Jim Lee compared to, early 90s Jim Lee. It's just he's still amazing. He was amazing back then. He's still amazing. You can still tell it's Jim Lee, but it's different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I can't, honestly.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
Maybe it's just me.
No.
Pat's the same way, I'm sure.
I agree. Yep.
All that inking and stuff you were just I can't relate to that at all. We've talked about that a million times. I don't get that. But anyway.
Yeah, it looks like this possibly wasn't inked. It went right from he penciled it and they went right to colors, perhaps. That's the impression I get from it.
Gotcha.
It probably did. He's like, dang it, this is due today. Yeah, here, I'm in charge. Just color it and go. Looks good. Works.
Yeah, I love Constantine though. Anyway, all right.
Next up, good one here. Where are we? Batman Harley Quinn from Alex Ross versus Ascender number 8 from Dustin Wynn.
This is another matchup fiasco, I think, too. I don't, obviously I have no idea really how it's gonna go, but my thoughts are that Harley Quinn's probably gonna win this, man. That Ascender's pretty cool, but man, that Ascender would have been the Ascender manga. That would have been interesting to have those two together, Yeah. But who knows how this one's gonna end? But I'm thinking it might be a little easy. What about you, Pat?
Yeah, it's definitely a victim of the matchup for Ascender here. I'm a big Dustin Wynn fan, but don't think it has a chance.
Yeah. You too, Mike?
Yeah, me too. I like Dustin Wynn, but that's probably my favorite Joker representation there. And then it's also, I think, a great negative space with where you can really see it on his hands and even his shoulders. Just everything blends right into that black.
Huh. I never noticed that until now, actually. I'm a negative space fan. Yeah, wow, it is. Huh. Yep. Learn something new every day.
Yeah, it's been around forever, and it's just striking me now.
Well, that's good, your grandpa.
Your grandpa's chiming in saying that a sender cover makes him want to read it. Yeah, you should want to read it. That definitely, that's a great run.
I would recommend reading Descender first.
Yeah, Descender first and then Ascender.
It's
Yeah.
like 32, 33 issues. Read that and then go to Ascender because this is the sequel to it. You have to.
Yeah.
All right. Where were we on the geez. Yeah. This was 81% went to the winner.
Oh, yeah, that just bodes more for what we were saying. But who knows? You never know. You never know.
You never know, but you know. Right? I mean, you know, right? Everybody knew. Batman, Harley Quinn. From
R.I.P. Ascender. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this one has a really good chance of going all the way.
Yeah. Agreed.
And if not, then one of us will submit it next time.
Obviously my speculation is as wrong as it is right on occasion. And it'd be kind of sad though, if like Cover Combat, I mean, not sad, maybe that's the wrong word, but like if Harley Quinn and Black Widow were the two to make it to the end, and like, because they're while they're especially awesome, basic is maybe the word. There's just nothing specially art. You know what I mean? You'd like those really cool artsy books. You know what I mean? Like these are gorgeous, but they're not. You're not tracking with me at all? Neither one of you? Okay. All right.
No, I really would. I'd struggle on which one to vote for between the Black Widow one and this one.
I would too, but I was just saying, in the finale, you'd like a contrast of arts,
Right.
Rather than
but we're not even there. We're still
modern art kind of thing, anyway, whatever. Good. Anyway. All right. I'll shut up now. All right. Sorry about it.
We have a lot to go. This is round one premiere. This is the premiere round. And then we're going to 1B.
Yeah, I gotcha.
A lot of matchups. Good luck, Batman Harley Quinn. All right. Oh, man, I love this matchup, too. Captain America, Sentinel of Liberty, number 11, from Carmen Carnero versus Catwoman, 80th anniversary, from J. Scott Campbell.
These are both so awesome. I think they're both great for different reasons.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said, too. And this was my hardest decision of the week. It was the last vote I made. And Catwoman just squeaked by for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like see a Catwoman versus that Harley Quinn Joker. That'd be good because they're totally different. They're not this basic slick art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two competing styles, I think, is what you're trying to.
Yeah.
That's it, Pat. Thanks. That's what I've been trying to say the whole time. Exactly.
I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. Mike, which one did you vote here?
I went with Catwoman. I like Julie Newmar. I like the Batman 66. And I like how the trade dress as well. This one had everything going for it for me. I like how J. Scott Campbell kept his style, but still added the 66 style to it. And didn't overpower the other one. They just blended together perfectly. So I wish I had seen this book when it came out. I didn't see it until it was submitted, and I love it. I think it's great. So I voted for Catwoman.
Well, and here's evidence that I don't have anything against the kind of slick, and I didn't use basic as an insult. I just don't know how to express myself well, because here's kind of a perfect example of it right here. Here's a slick Alex Ross awesome Captain America, and I voted for this one over the Catwoman, even though it was tough because I love that Catwoman. But man, that Captain America is just awesome. But this is a perfect example of kind of what I was talking about anyway. So
Yeah, it's Carmen Carnero, but it looks like Alex Ross because I think it's painted. It's got that painted style to it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the color palette on that Captain America one. It just looks boring to me. It's great.
If it does have a drawback, that's definitely what it is. That's for sure.
So, let's see. Moving forward with 56% of the vote, we have
Oh,
Bland Captain America. Man.
Yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to be disappointed either way with that matchup. So
Is the audience booing? I can't hear anything.
no, the audience promised they wouldn't boo
Oh,
anymore.
that's right. That's right. Okay. Congratulations to the Captain America book. But
R.I.P. Catwoman. And we all know that Catwoman is Karen's arguably one of Karen's favorite characters. So, rest in peace, Catwoman. Sorry about it, Karen.
she may be back. She has 9 lives.
Yeah.
all right. Next up, we have Call of Duty Black Ops 4 number 9 from Julian Tedesco versus Spider-Woman 20 Frank Springer. Let's see if Julian can make up for being eliminated with his Daredevil number 4.
Say it again. I'm sorry. I was distracted for a second. Say it again. What'd you say?
Oh, Julian Tedesco. His Daredevil was eliminated. Let's see if he can pull out a victory here.
Okay.
Is that soldier wearing the same Daredevil shirt there? Perhaps
We're just not seeing it from the front, right? Man, I love that Spider-Woman. And I'm still not feeling that Call of Duty that much. This one's better than I think Tyler submitted in the past, but that's Spider-Woman. That's my favorite Spider-Woman style. So I'm all in on that one. What about you on this, Pat?
Not a fan of either. But I'll go the more comic book versus video game route, and I chose Spider-Woman.
Gotcha. Mike?
Yeah, I went with Spider-Woman as well. I like Tedesco. I think the characters in the foreground are unnecessary, or actually could have been moved a little bit and get more of the main character, more of his body in there.
Yeah.
It's just a distraction. I like the helicopters in the background. I like the background. I like the main character. This was a distraction. And yeah, 70s Spider-Woman. Yep, I like it.
I was even thinking about this cover some more with the characters down at the bottom. They could have easily moved those up to the upper right and put them in the smoke there. They're even like arced the same way. They would have just fit right in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think it would have worked better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just the layouts on that one, I think.
Well, we always say to give all these places advice, just watch Comics and Collectibles in the Crawl Space for all your answers, all your critiques to fix things in the future.
Yep.
Right.
All right. 54% went to the winner. This was a close one. We haven't, yeah. So here we go. Moving on. We have Spider-Woman 20. Frank Springer. Dang. Tough Tedesco.
I think I talked over you. Want to say that again, Mike?
Yeah, Spider-Woman number 20 from Frank Springer's. Moving on.
Nice. Sorry, Call of Duty submitter. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
There will be only one here by the end, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, I feel bad. Julian Tedesco is a really great artist. Both of his books eliminated here. I may have to he's done some great Walking Dead deluxe covers, just really fantastic. So I may have to next time I'm able to submit covers, I may have to pull some of those and see if we can give them another run.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, here's a fun matchup. Batman Fortnite 3 0 point or Batman 0 point Fortnite. I don't even know what the title of this book is. Number 3, Mikhail Yanin versus Obi-Wan and Anakin number 1 from the Scotty Young.
I'm going to call myself out as a dummy right away on this one. In the last show, I actually said that was a Jawa on the Obi-Wan cover, and I'm like, oh, you idiot, that's Anakin. That's not even Anakin. That's Obi-Wan. I'm a dummy. Anakin.
Now I feel like a dummy because I heard you say it, and I just went along with it.
Yeah, no one called me out. But yeah, this one was easy for me. I'm sorry, Pat. What were you gonna say?
So we all know the Jawa is behind Mike, as we found out last show.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, that does just look like a Jawa over your left shoulder. So great. I love it. Never move from that position in any show ever again.
I always do feel like something's watching.
You got a Star Wars background right now. Anyway, yeah, this one was easy for me, and the only reason it was easy is because that 0 point right smack on the middle, covering the whole cover, just ruins that cover just enough for me to make this one easy for me. Because man, that Snake Eyes and Batman is awesome. It's just, man, I can't stand that 0 point in the middle. Right, Bat?
Yeah, I don't think that bothers me as much. Maybe there's a little too much lighting effect going on in that cover. But the Scotty gag on the Obi-Wan and Anakin cover was just did it for me, so I went that direction.
Gotcha. Mike?
Yeah, the Scotty Obi-Wan, I love it. When he does a full cover, I think it's great. When he's, a lot of times if he just has a couple characters with a big blank background, while it's cute and I like it, it's not as striking as something like this where it's full on.
And it's snow. We talk about that all the time.
And it's snow.
Yep.
Just glad I have this book.
Yeah, I'm jealous. My birthday's coming though. Anyway, continue. Let's see who won this.
Yeah. Well, you're not getting my copy.
I know.
I'll have to look for one. I think it's like $1,000 book.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think it's about time that Marvel does a Scotty Young hardcover book, with all his covers for crying
that'd be
out
great.
loud.
There are so many that people aren't even aware of. Mike just mentioned it, or in the Whatnot show last week, he gave me a revival for Xcellar that's a Scotty Young cover with an alien. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's the only cover that Jenny Frison didn't do.
It's awesome. He's playing with Skeletor on it. It's so funny. It's a funny. Imagine that. Have you seen that cover?
I don't think so.
It's got an alien playing with a Skeletor action figure with a little kid. It's so funny. Which I don't know what it means, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But, all right. This one was a bit lopsided. 73% of the vote went to the winner.
Oh, that doesn't tell us anything though. Because I could definitely see this going either way.
Yeah.
With that number. Yeah.
Hold on. Come here, Mark. Yeah. We're getting to reveal the winner here.
Okay.
And I know you like both 0 Point and Scotty Young. So here comes the winner. Moving on with 73% of the vote.
Oh, yes!
It's Anakin. It's Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yeah.
Scotty's still in it.
Scotty's still there. Yeah.
That'd be nice to see Scotty win a cover combat, right, Pat?
Yeah, I'm surprised. He's had an awful lot of entries so far, and we know at least 2 already, and we might have more today. So who knows?
Yeah.
Yep. We have a lot of Scotty Young fans in our families.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Speaking of Scotty Young, Captain America Steve Rogers #1 from the Scotty Young versus Star Wars 1 for $1 from the Alex Ross. Both big fans of both these artists within our group here.
Man, I love that Star Wars cover, but I mentioned it last week. That dollar sign just ruins it for me, literally. Because, and if this were up against something else, it still might win. But with it being a Captain America Scotty Young cover, I needed to pick something. And yeah, that dollar, man, it makes my blood boil. No offense against who submitted it. I'm going to hope they missed it, that they weren't aware that dollar was there, that they're just like, oh man, this is awesome, which is what I think of this cover. And they're just that's the one they sent you. That's what I'm going to believe, Mike. That's what I'm going with. I can't wait till the end of Cover Combat 8 so I can find out who it was to talk to them. Pat, what'd you do on this one?
Yeah, I went Star Wars. I like the gag on the Captain America cover, but the Alex Ross cover is just too awesome. And I'll tell you, Kevin, here's what you do. Just kind of trick your brain into just seeing a number sign instead of a dollar sign. And then
it's number 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too late for that. Too late. Thanks for the suggestion, Pat, but it's too late for
Okay.
that.
All right.
Mike, where'd you go on this?
Well, I was just talking up Scotty Young doing full covers, and he did one here, but I voted for Star Wars because, it's Alex Ross doing Star Wars. Come on. What am I, stupid? No.
Wait, I think I take offense to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to cry over $1.
I think what's more egregious is the UPC box in the bottom corner. That takes away from the art more than that $1 sign for me.
That's
Oh,
true. See,
that's
yeah,
a
I
good
hate
point.
it twice as much now. Man, and here's what it probably is for me. I do love that cover so much. That's why
Yeah.
I'm so sensitive about it,
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite, definitely modern Star Wars cover,
Speaking of the Captain America, they could have put that UPC, turned it underneath both of them, and kind of made it like they were standing on top of it, and it would have fit. What's better than covering the shields? Who's in charge?
I wonder if they actually have a choice as to how that UPC goes. You think?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they all seem to be the same, right?
Yeah. They're all different. They move them around.
Yeah, they move them around either side, either direction. Yeah. On the back.
In one publisher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to pay attention to that. I've never paid that much attention to UPC.
When the digital age came about, all bets are off.
Okay.
They'll just put it wherever they want.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So they could have done what Mike said. Now they're
Yeah.
doubly dumb. Got it.
All right. Well, let's see what's more we're going to complain about next time. Moving on. With 58% of the vote, we have Star Wars 1 for $1. That's actually the title of it. 1 for $1. So not only is it on the cover, it is the title. If you were to look it up.
Oh, I have to see that again and again. Watch it win. Who knows?
All right. So there you have it. Our premier round winners are complete. Put those papers away.
Awesome, Mike. Great job. And yeah, that Thanos is redonkulous. Love it. I think we might actually be losing Karen now. She isn't going to be able to stick around for 1B. Is that accurate, Karen? I'm going to have to fill in for all. Bye, Karen.
Don't worry. She wasn't snapped. She'll be back next time.
Yeah. This is what you should have done when I said that, Karen. Anyway, this is how the crowd feels that Karen's leaving. Me and Karen are dueling sound effects now. Anyway, okay.
All right.
Cover Combat 8 Round 1B matchups. This is just as exciting as, man, I think this is probably the best week of all weeks because we're seeing winners, matchups, and new covers we haven't seen yet. So it's epic.
Yep.
Let's do this.
Here we go with all new covers that nobody's seen. The first matchup we have Silver Surfer 4 from John Buscema versus Detective Comics 1073, Evan Cagle.
This was John Buscema was my universe in, what was that, Cover Combat 5, I think? So I submitted this one. So we'll see if whoever submitted this time has any better luck. I didn't.
Yeah, I think it definitely deserves a second chance. It's just such a classic cover.
Yeah.
Yep.
No attachment for me to that detective. It's cool, but I think I'd have to go Silver Surfer here.
Man, are you sure is this like this image right, Mike? Is this cover actually look like this?
Yes.
Because those covers were, they were kind of drab and flat or whatever, but they were like a brighter brown and stuff. I've never seen this one before.
Yeah.
Is this a cover A?
Yeah, this is the way it is.
Is this a cover A? Do you know?
It is.
The heck! I need to
Yeah.
dig mine out and look.
Yeah, that's what I think was so great about this current detective run, because this is a current book.
Yeah.
Evan Kegel's very stylized. I mean, his books look really cool.
They're awesome. They're awesome.
But yeah, you've got, I mean, Rainbow Bridge here versus this dark and brooding.
Right. This one's probably going to be kind of easy for me.
Yeah.
If it were one of the other detectives where they were brighter with the browns, I might think twice. But anyway, is this easy for you too, Pat?
Yeah, classic
Mike.
Silver Surfer here.
Mike, easy for you? Yeah. We'll see.
All
we could be completely wrong. We'll see. All right.
All right. Next up, Batgirl 23, Joshua Middleton versus. All right. Are you ready for this? I have to take a breath. Atomic Robo: Revenge of the Vampire Dimension 2.
Okay.
From Scott Wagner.
Man.
Yeah, that's the title. Doesn't say it on there, but that's the title.
I believe you, but I wasn't even saying man about that. I was saying man because I don't think I've seen either one of these before. That Batgirl is awesome.
Yeah.
That Atomic Robo is cool too. Man, I love both of these. I want both of these.
Yep. Yeah, the Batgirl's going to cost you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is when, Middleton was kind of just coming on the scene. I think this one caught everybody by surprise, and it was underordered, and everybody wanted it. I wanted it, and there were none to be found.
That's awesome. Ah, man.
Is that the reason there's nothing else key about that book?
Yeah, there's nothing else key. It's just the cover. Kind of like Batman or Detective 880, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, I've never heard of Atomic Robo either, but I want to read it.
Yeah, I want to read it. I want that book. I want to read it. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
I know it was a number of limited series for Atomic Robo, and I was on board for a while there. I just kind of lost interest, but I actually met Scott Wagner either Pittsburgh or Charlotte. He's a nice guy. He did a Hellboy sketch in my little Hellboy journal.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that publisher for that Atomic Robo too?
Yeah. Red 5. I think it's Red 5 Comics.
Red 5. I've never heard of that before. You guys know that? Is there something else I might know?
They're standing by.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I've purchased a couple books from them. I can't remember the titles. One's like something Eden. Actually, it's an Xcellar now.
Okay.
There's a frog on the cover. It's pretty
interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right.
It's got to be a Star Wars reference, right, Pat? It's got to be. Whoever started that publisher loves Star Wars.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Anyway, okay.
Next up, Detective Comics 1075, Evan Kegel versus Wolverine number 40, Lionel Francis Yu.
Boom! There it is. It's exactly what I was talking about.
There you go.
And why does it have to go up against my Wolverine? Damn. Pardon my French. All right. Oh, man. That Wolverine cover is so awesome. And that okay. All right. I have no idea where I'm going on this. This is my final minute vote here on. I have no idea which way I'm going to go on this one. These are both awesome. Do you love these as much as I do, Pat?
No, even with all the extra added color in that Detective Comics, Lionel Francis Yu, I love his artwork, and that's a really cool Wolverine cover. I think I've often said on the main show that I kind of regret not picking up this Wolverine series because he did cover after awesome cover on that series. So
I agree.
He's still going strong.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's Wolverine on like 43, I think, or 44 maybe? So that's
around there. This is
super fresh. Yeah. These are both super fresh.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, those are Fall of X Tony Stark Sentinels. So yeah, that's fairly recent.
Yeah. All right, that's a tough one. Good job for the submitters of these, in my opinion.
Yeah, good matchup.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Fantastic Four #5, the Scotty Young sketch versus Batgirl Adventures from Bruce Timm.
What the heck? The heck's going on with that Scotty Young sketch, Mike? Is this did someone actually take this to a con and have Scotty Young sketch on here, and then that's what they published? Is that what's
No,
happening?
that's a legitimate cover. Yeah, it's like a sketch cover. It's a printed. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. That Batgirl's pretty cool.
That Batgirl's awesome. Love that Batgirl.
Yeah, I'm. Sorry, Scotty. I'll go with Bruce Timm here, Batgirl.
Yeah.
Yep. And I also love that Batgirl Adventures book just to read it. It's
Yeah.
I actually
Well,
have a reading copy of it because when I lived on Diamond Street in Butler, that's when that came out. And I don't remember how it happened. Somehow water got spilled on it. So luckily I was able to buy another copy. And so that's my reading copy. Water damaged one.
Oh, okay. That's that happens to the best of us, Daredevil. But anyway,
I still drink coffee around my comics. Speaking of Daredevil.
You have learned your lesson with the tape, but you are not over it with the coffee yet.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Speaking of Daredevils, I still drink coffee around open, unbagged comics. And I usually take pictures and send them to Patrick.
Yeah, no, just
He's like,
makes my skin crawl.
Well, like we said before, here's another Scotty that I've never seen. But yeah, this is probably, I'm going to say it right now, is my least favorite Scotty Young cover I've ever seen. But I mean, it's still not horrible. It's just so, yeah. I don't like Mrs. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman's face there, though. That's kind of funky. Not that they're all not kind of funky, but this one is funky in a bad way.
Yeah, she looks like a zombie. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this was easy for me. The Batgirl Adventures.
Yeah.
Individually, I like the characters on the Fantastic Four. But
Yeah.
It's hard
I'd rather see them colored and smushed together, with
Right.
with a full logo and everything on there. Yeah.
Hey, did we? This is going to be a weird random segue. Just real quick, Pat. What do you think of the casting of the new Fantastic Four? Go.
We'll see. I mean,
Okay.
I don't have a really bad negative reaction. Let's say
Okay,
that.
good. That's exactly where I am, actually. I was just curious, obviously, with Fantastic Four being your, thing. So, I was wondering what you thought. Anyway. All right, Mike, continue.
All right, next up.
Mike, do you know who's playing Mr. Fantastic in the new Fantastic Four?
Yeah, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. All right.
I read the papers.
You read the paper.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Next up, where am I? I lost my place here. Classic X-Men #3, Arthur Adams versus Uncanny X-Men 308, John Romita Jr.
This is another great one. Man,
Yeah.
I love Art Adams. Obviously, I love the anniversary cover, but man, that's a great X-Men cover. Man, this is going to be tough for me as well. How about you, Mike? What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say one of them's great.
You don't think the Uncanny's great?
No, I don't. I think it's good. I think it's good. But this is where I was kind of, I like Romita's earlier X-Men stuff. This is kind of where he was getting into the style that I'm not as much a fan of. And then you put it up against Art Adams, who is my first favorite artist when I first started reading comics.
Yeah.
Saw these classic X-Men and I wanted to get them all. So it's still Art Adams' work still holds the same effect on me that it did in the 80s.
Gotcha. How about you, Pat?
I don't know what to think about this matchup because I love those frame 25th anniversary covers. You know, Art Adams is in my top 5 artists of all time, but I don't love that storm on that cover. And you know, I like John Romita Jr., but I don't think it's his best cover. But I like the idea behind it. I like the juxtaposition between the old and new
Right.
Marvel Girl and Cyclops and everything.
Yep.
So I don't know. I'm much like Jean Graham up in the air on this.
Right. Maybe it's kind of the lack of any definitive nose on that storm that kind of makes it right. Maybe if there was more of a nose line on there or something.
I think it's fine. It's just that I like how Art Adams' style has evolved over the years, and I think I've seen so many better storms, you know, ever since that I just that's a little. It's not bad by any means, but
right.
It just I don't know what to do here because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough for me
Meaning
too.
Mighty Mo, one of them's got to go.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Next up, move it along. Oh, Loki, Agent of Asgard number 12, Lee Garbett versus Action Comics number 1, Joe Shuster.
That's what I'm talking about.
That is a creepy Loki. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I was talking. I'm going to get into that in a second, but I was talking about how the Action Comic. What I think I submitted X-Men number 1. I can't remember which cover combat that was, but I was just like, okay, I know this probably won't win, but you know, you got to get the classics in there. Yeah, how have we not had Action Comics number 1 in cover combat yet? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the trade dress in Action Comics. I like the look of it. You know, just the history behind it.
And even people that don't know comics have seen this comic, you know, so.
Yeah.
And I know we're judging art here, and I think that it's just, that's something that the world had never seen.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, I just love it for all that.
So great. Yeah. And I'm going to, you know, break my rules. You know, I talk about how I don't vote creepy, but even though obviously this Loki's very creepy, it's giant Loki eating Loki.
Yeah.
I'm actually digging that cover too. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. That's pretty awesome.
It is awesome, but he is very creepy. I don't know what's more creepy, that or the Joker uncovered from last cover combat.
I'm actually going to say this one, which will make you surprised that and I'm not saying I'm going to pick it. That's for sure. I'm just saying it's definitely a cool cover, but yeah, that's going to be tough for me to not vote for Action. It's going to be tough for me to not vote for Action ever. I mean, now the Incredible Hulk's 181. I mean, I don't know. This is tough for me. This is tough. Is it tough for you too, Mac or Pat, or no?
Yeah, I don't care for that Loki cover. I mean, it's well done, but I just think, you know, the importance that the Action Comics number 1, you know, the whole thing, you know, the logo, everything's cool about it. So don't need no pasty Loki with black eyes staring at me.
Right. What about you, Mike? Is that where you are too, basically?
Action Comics, yeah.
I
like the Loki, but it's Action Comics. Love it. All right, moving forward. Next up, oh, it's a tough one. Poison Ivy number 6 from Jenny Frison versus America at War, the Best of DC from Joe Hubert.
Yeah, my wife's chiming in about the Loki. Loki cover reminds her of art from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark book. Yeah. Yeah, those are good books too. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yeah, this one isn't tough for me. Man, love Jenny Frison. Where'd you? Oh, Heroes Con. We might be able to meet Jenny in Heroes Con. That'd be great. Man, that's a gorgeous book. And that America War is cool, but man, that Poison Ivy's a gorgeous book.
Yeah, I don't think
can't
I've
stop
ever
looking at it.
seen. Yeah, exactly. I don't think I've ever seen either one of these covers, but one draws my attention more than the other. That American War, I don't know. When I look at that American War cover, it almost looks like a pack of like wax trading cards. You know what I mean? A wax pack of
Oh,
trading
yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but that's the first impression I get of that.
Yeah. Mike, what about you with the war love here? Does that have a shot against this Jenny Frison?
It does. It's Kubert on a war book, which that's my thing. I love them.
But this one
That's a
maybe
great
not so
book.
simple.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like her covers are just so perfect.
Yeah.
You know? So this is the thinker. This is a hard one for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those last minute, just vote and go. All right. Next up, Sandman Universe Books of Magic #5, Kai Carpenter versus Conan 100 from John Buscema.
Man. Those are both awesome too. And here's Conan doing his best Crisis impression.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen that Books of Magic before. That is so cool. Man. This
I
one's
like the
tough for me.
Conan. That's actually, huh?
I just saying this one's stuff for me too. Yeah. What were we gonna say?
Yeah, I like that Conan. It's I was looking for that book. It's The Death of Belit. And you're right. Yeah, it's another one of those, X-Men Crisis poses. It's actually, I was doing some research because we had talked about it before, and I'm working on getting all the covers that simulate that and where it originally originated from. We try to figure out which book had it first, and I think it'll surprise you when you find out where it first came from.
Oh, probably will then, just because you're saying that. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for you to have the time to put that together.
Yeah, I started a while ago and I got like halfway done and I think I got sidetracked.
Where are you on this one, Pat?
I don't love either.
What?
I'm not a big Conan fan, but I love John Buscema, and that's a really nice cover from him. I mean, it has him written all over it. I'll probably go Conan here.
Yep.
And I would have totally guessed this Books of Magic might have been one to be right up your alley, but I guess not.
No, never got into Harry Potter.
Okay, we'll see. We will see.
It's funny. That's a whole thing. The Tim Hunter,
Yeah.
Harry Potter stuff.
It's weird. Yeah.
Because he came first, but Neil has said, I actually like Neil's stance on it. He's like, look, it's a character, it's a magical character, and everybody has, there are many of them throughout time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like they all have the same glasses and haircut. And anyway, that's for another show.
What about an owl? Glasses, haircut, and an owl.
Yeah. Magic. Anyway, we'll talk about that another time.
All right.
Next up, oh, look at this one. Look at this matchup. I should have been looking ahead. What page am I on here? X-Men Legends, #1, I think. Yeah, #1. Forgot to put it on my paper. From J. Scott Campbell versus Batman 134 from Tom King.
Mike,
What?
what the heck is this? No one submitted that book. You're just messing with us now.
I swear that book was submitted. And
If this is Johnny's one submission, we're going to have a talk.
I can't say if it was or not.
What the heck is that? What the heck's going on with that? Seriously.
Well, I think what it stems from,
Okay.
Tom King's the writer, and I think people would ask him to sketch. They do that sometimes, ask the writers to do a sketch, and he's like, I'm the writer, not the artist. But he did one, and then kind of came up with the idea to do a few, and DC went with it. This is like the April Fool's thing, and I think there may have been 3 or 4 different books that he did sketches set cover for, and they published them. And now I kind of wish that I had grabbed them.
Well, you know, I think we've said this a few times in the past, Mike, but I'm actually going to say it. Well, you've said it a few times and I've called you out, and I'm actually going to say it now and mean it. And you can go ahead and call me out if you try. I could draw that cover.
I've seen your drawings before, and I think you're right.
That is hilarious, though, man. Oh, man, I do have to admit, too, if I saw that on the shelf, I'd have probably had to grab it.
Yeah.
But, man, that X-Men cover is awesome, though.
Yeah, you notice there, Kevin, that Magneto's wearing his wider belt there, so his gut doesn't overhang like you saw.
Yeah,
in the other
in that hanging gut, exactly.
Yeah. What happens when you get older? You wear the pants up higher and bigger belt.
Yeah. Man, that is a great X-Men Legends cover. I've never seen that before either.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's one direct. He had to buy it directly from his website. So
yeah,
had to probably skip a truck payment to buy that one for the month.
Yeah, and a lot of times it's like you can't get it alone. You have to get it in like a package with other, a couple other ones.
Yeah. So we have a better chance of getting Batman 134 by Tom King.
Well, we'll see if that Batman 134 makes it very far, or God forbid, and that's what I'm going to say. God forbid it wins Cover Combat 8. It'll just be because everybody's fooling. Everybody's fooling if this one beats this X-Men. We'll see, though. You never know.
I wonder if the Magneto covers are the same submitter. There's a Magneto fan in this Cover Combat.
Seems to be. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man. I just look at my mistake. X-Men Legends #1.
Oh, there's no L there. It's so funny how we're reading it too. We didn't even notice. That's crazy when that happens. Yeah.
I go over this time and time again.
X-Men Legends. All right.
All right. Next up, that's a great matchup. Next up, we have Batman 142, the second print from Giuseppe Camicoli versus G.I. Joe #2, another J. Scott Campbell cover.
There's a J. Scott Campbell fan in this group.
Yeah.
Those are both great.
Yeah, that 142, I think it just came out like this Wednesday or last Wednesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the super freshest one then.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Super fresh.
Yeah, I'm going to lean into the creepy. I'm going back to my creepy on that one. So this G.I. Joe is just epic. That's so ridiculously awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Pat?
Yeah, Camicoli, I'm a fan of his artwork, but I don't really like that cover. So I'd probably go G.I. Joe here. I wish the logo wasn't covering up Destro holding Cobra Commander's mask as much there.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
They should just put it over top of the logo. It would have been fine.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. It's not like you're going to not know what it is. Don't you, speaking of that, don't you hate the books that do that, though, where they put the art over the logo, and then if you're not familiar with the book, you don't know what book it is? I think the first time I ever saw that was Image with the Warlands or Badlands or something like that, and literally all the art is over like 75% of the trade dress. So I literally it was pretty tough for me to find it in CLZ because I had no idea what I was looking for.
Yeah, that book can't pull it off, but G.I. Joe, Spider-Man, they can do it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and this one wouldn't have taken that much of the O and the E.
Right, exactly.
It definitely would have looked a lot cooler. Layered that Joe in there, would have been good.
Yeah.
Is this one tough for you though, Mike?
No, I'm voting for Batman. They screwed up. Batman just pointed it out. Talked me out of it. This is a tough one. I've got that G.I. Joe book, and I wanted to get that Batman book, but I didn't order it. But so yeah, this is another tough one for me. You can go either way on it.
All right.
All right. Next up, We've got Detective Comics 1046 from Lee Bermejo versus Wonder Woman #1, the second printing from Jim Lee. Man,
Yeah, I've got the foil of that Wonder Woman, and I love it. But man, that's a great cover. But man, up against that detective, man, that doesn't seem quite as good as I thought it was. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, geez, Lee Bermejo, he's almost up there with Alex Ross for me as far as his work. It's so distinctive, and man, rarely do I see one that I don't like.
Yeah.
So good, so consistent.
Yep.
But
Yeah, it's pretty easy for me. Where are you on this, Pat?
I don't know. I don't love the padding on the Batman costume. I think that looks dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I didn't even look at that. Yeah.
What are you looking at? His abs?
No, on the costume and the biceps.
Yeah, even his pecs a little bit there too.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. This Wonder Woman hasn't been in before, right?
No.
Okay.
No,
this is pretty fresh too.
Yeah, this was in pick 3.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a toss-up for me because I do like Bermejo, but I mean, geez, Jim Lee, it's a great Wonder Woman pose. Yeah, it's just another tough one for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You know, last week we showed the winner of Cover Combat 7. We showed a picture of your grandpa. You know, your grandpa's got a comment about this week. He didn't know he was going to be on a cover shirtless. It's your grandpa's kind of touting a little bit there.
Yeah. Gotta watch those hidden cameras, your grandpa.
Yeah. All right.
Next up, we have Sherlock Holmes Year 1, #3 from Daniel Lindro versus Tank Girl, 2 Girls, 1 Tank, #1 from Brett Parson. I've never seen either of these.
What a matchup.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
I mean, if
I
you're
didn't
gonna
know
go
there was a
Tank
Sherlock
Girl,
Holmes Year 1.
yeah. If you're going Tank Girl, Jamie Hewlett, come on, man. It is. I do like the cover though.
Yeah, I would pick a Jamie Hewlett as well, but it's still good. It's a good Tank Girl.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on. There's nothing happening in that scene, but there's a lot going on in that Sherlock.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah.
Who was the artist on that one again, Mike?
Daniel Lindro.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen those books. I didn't know those were Sherlock Holmes. I'd probably read a Sherlock Holmes Year 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, and I've always been torn with Tank Girl. Every time that movie came out, and that movie sucked. I hated that movie. Would that have the chick from League of Their Own and Point Break in it?
Lori Petty.
Yeah, Lori Petty.
I haven't watched Tank Girl in ages. I remember liking it.
Yeah, I didn't like it right from the get-go. You see that movie, or Pat?
Never saw it.
Don't waste your time.
You should watch it. It's good.
I don't know. This is tough. Yeah, a lot of looking on these, I think.
Yeah, I like this matchup. It's I've got to think about it. It's a good matchup.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
All right, next up. Oh, I like this one. Man, I love when just like that. Not as much as that Batman one, but I like when people kind of throw something out of left field. Archie 36 from Bill Vigoda versus Catwoman 60, Terso Cons.
Yeah, that's too bad for Archie. I don't know, man. I love a lot of those old Archie covers.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking maybe I mean, I do too, actually. I like them. I wouldn't say I love them, but I like them. But I just don't think it has a chance against this Catwoman. That Catwoman's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not so much fond of that Catwoman. Don't like it.
Who'd you say the artist was again, Mike, on the Catwoman?
Terso Cons.
Terso Cons.
Yep, never heard of him.
Me neither.
On the other hand, I do like the old Archie covers, but I don't like Archie on that cover. He looks like a dork. He is a dork.
He looks like
even
Howdy
more
Doody.
dorky. Yeah, he does look like Howdy Doody.
Yeah.
You're right.
It looks like
But I
Howdy Doody. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at this is the 1949 Archie book, 10 center against modern Catwoman. I think J. Scott Campbell can get away with it from me. Her legs are really, really long.
It's a little bit Jay Lee-ish in a way.
Yeah.
But, I like to picture these two covers taking place at the same time. That library is right through those doors right there.
Right.
Yeah. So this is a fun matchup.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good way to. I'm going to go with that. It's a fun matchup. Yeah.
I'm excited to see because I can see it going either way. I'm excited to see which one wins this one.
I'd be shocked, but after pick 3 last week, I'm not going to be surprised if that Archie wins. see our last episode of our regular live stream for that comment. Anyway.
All right. Next up, getting down to the nitty gritty.
All right.
Fantastic Four 264 from John Byrne versus Wonder Woman 764. Joshua Middleton. There you go. What do you think, Pat?
My heart's with John Byrne and the Fantastic Four, but that is a really nice Wonder Woman cover.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that Fantastic Four, just my early prediction on this one is going to be a victim of a matchup here. That is a great Fantastic Four cover. But man, I wanted, just like the Jenny Frison Poison Ivy, I barely noticed the Fantastic Four was there because that Wonder Woman is gorgeous. The art and the character.
Yeah, I think this is a matchup that Fantastic Four is going to struggle with.
Yeah. I think I actually have that Wonder Woman too.
Oh, yeah?
Well, Xcellar does. Yeah, Xcellar does. Yeah.
All right. Next up, 2 to go.
All right.
We have Princess Leia, the trade paperback from Terry and Rachel Dodson versus Star Wars Dark Droids #1, Giuseppe Camuncoli.
These one came up against each other accidentally, Mike. Are you sure you're not setting this up?
I'm 100% sure I'm not setting this up.
We comment on this every week.
I know.
But it's hilarious that those two would match up, right, Pat?
Yeah, it is crazy. Is that Princess Leia #1?
It's
as
the
well?
trade.
Yes.
Yeah, trade
That's the
paperback.
cover for Princess Leia #1 as well. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? What are you giggling about?
Well, isn't that the cover that was supposed to be in Cover Combat previously?
I think that Tyler had submitted that one, and I accidentally submitted or used a different one.
Yeah.
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 But this was the trade that was submitted to me.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, similar. It's the artwork taken from #1, I think.
That's hilarious that comes back around. I love that Princess Leia, and I love. See, here's a book this book does not get its justice in this screenshot. I mean, this is a gorgeous book that Dark Droids is gorgeous in person.
Yeah, it's got the chrome or the foil variant.
Yeah, it's like both, right? It's like foily and chromy.
Foily and chromy.
That raised chromy thing you were talking about it with you were talking to me about last week, Pat, about that book I reviewed.
Yeah, Spot UV. Is that what it?
Yeah, it's like that, and it's foil. It's like crazy. It's awesome. Yeah.
If they had done every issue of this series like that, I'd have them all.
Right.
But they only did this one, so I was like, forget #2, 3, and 4. I don't want them.
Even more, I'm having a tough time even get off on a tangent again, but I'm having a tough time continuing getting the Dark Droids because I hate most of the covers. Have you seen them?
No, I don't pay
It's like
attention.
this is the only one that's not only awesome, but the rest suck, in my opinion.
Well, looks
But
like I
man.
stopped just in time.
Right. Anyway, I'd like to say this one's going to be tough because I can appreciate that Dark Droids in person, but man, that Princess Leia is awesome. I think that's one of New York Mike's favorite too. Didn't we talk about that as well?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't recall either.
Yeah.
All
Anyway,
right.
we'll see.
Yep. All right, here we go. Final matchup. After
All
this,
right.
we've seen all 64,
Four,
64 covers. There we go. We have the Avengers 223 from Ed Hannigan versus Doom Patrol 112, Bruno Premiani. What the heck?
I love that Avengers cover, and I loved it even more after Civil War, you know. But yeah, I don't. The Doom Patrol's fun. I don't know, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think I know. I think I know. Is this tough for you, Pat?
No, it's not tough at all. That's one of my favorite Avengers covers of all time. Love it.
Yeah, it's a great cover.
Yeah, I like them both. I love the look. The old swell
Classic.
Thanos.
Yeah,
I just love that look. I love that style. So this is a fun matchup. I think I would. Surprisingly, I think I'll probably end up going Doom Patrol.
I'm just reading all the text on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to look at though. Who knows? Who knows, Pat? You might change your mind.
No, I won't be changing my mind. Sorry.
He already loves the Avengers cover. It is a great cover.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's an amazing cover. Yeah, like I said, I used to like that cover and I loved it after Civil War. So anyway,
so that's it for round 1B.
Oh, so sad it's over.
Yeah.
Nice,
Spoiler
Mike.
alert, if you haven't read The Walking Dead.
That's what I was going to say.
It's been long enough. Everybody knows.
You want to explain that graphic there, Mike? Yeah.
Yeah, it's Carl
Yeah.
reading. He's kind of telling, he was telling the whole story of his dad and everything to, who was that little girl? Was that his sister? I can't remember.
I think it's his daughter.
Oh, yeah. It's Carl's daughter. Yeah. Yeah. And basically telling the whole story of Rick. Yeah. What a great ending. I read it in the parking lot.
Right. I remember you telling us that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, I just a quick side note. That's one of the regrets I have about reading The Walking Dead, that I read it in trade paperbacks. I never got that issue to issue, feel. So,
yep. And we'll have to talk about it. I'll write some stuff up, kind of talk about what happened, how that whole thing came about, because that's what I love about Kirkman is he comes up with new ways, even the way he did all the Transformers and the Void Rivals, all that stuff with G.I. Joe, and he's just really cool at surprising the fans.
Yeah. In the day where everything that's coming out, he's one of the people that likes to surprise still.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that's why, I made that one a parking lot read just for that. So I'll cover that. I'll cover that one of these days.
All right. Are you done with your graphic then?
Yeah, that's everything. So what time is it? 9:44. So you can head on over to the Facebook page because you can vote now. Voting started at 9:30 while we were doing this.
Oh, you already had it scheduled to post at 9:30, so we didn't quite beat it. Oh, okay.
Posted at 9:30.
That's okay. That's a great job, though, Mike. Awesome.
Thanks. It was fun.
Yeah, and seriously, awesome submissions from the submitters too. I think Mike mentioned right out the gate that they did such a great job, and this is his new favorite, and that's kind of how each cover combat happens for me, and it's good stuff. Tell all your friends, get everybody on board with this. We'd like to just keep growing this as much as we'd like to grow the main show. Cover combat is awesome for us, and I think what shows how awesome it is how much Mike puts up with it, with how much work he has to do through it all while we're just sitting back chilling like the audience watching it. So
yeah, it's fun. I get excited because I'm like, man, I can't wait to show the guys. So I get a lot of fun out of it too.
Thank God. All right, let's close it out. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell to get notifications of everything we post. Follow Xcellar Comics on Facebook, Instagram, and or X, aka Twitter, and follow Xcellar_comics on TikTok to see the latest posts and updates for the next rounds of Cover Combat. You can help support Xcellar Comics Cover Combat shows, including the prizes that are involved with them through Patreon at patreon.com/Xcellar Comics. And I'm glad I just reminded myself with something by mentioning that now, is there is a prize involved for viewers with Cover Combat 8 as well. And now that we've seen all the covers, Cover Combat or Round 1A covers are unavailable to claim as which one you think is going to be the winner. If it comes from that batch, you're too late. But you can still claim a Cover Combat 8 Round 1B or champion winner from the Round 1B round now. And there will be a prize involved. Haven't decided what that is yet, but when having our prize has been great. So if you think one of the covers you just saw in 1B is the winner, let us know which one you'd like to claim. It's first come, first serve on that. So get your claim in as soon as you can. And then watch our next regular live stream on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram this Saturday, March 9th at 9:30 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time. That will include, yet again, the next round or the next installment of the previous preview. I think we're going to try to finally get on schedule for that now. And then watch the Cover Combat 8 Xcellar Family Edition Round 2 next Monday, March 11th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then lastly, like Mike said already, please vote on this round of Cover Combat starting now until this Friday, March 1st. Wait, no, that's wrong. I didn't change that. Sorry about it. What date's that? Yeah, March 7th. No. What's the date Friday, Pat?
I don't know. It says it on the Facebook page.
The 8th.
The 8th?
Yes.
I'm literally going to fix this right now. Just to put it up for all the millions of viewers once they see it later, so I don't confuse anybody. All right, here we go. Please vote on this round of Cover Combat starting, and actually I said now, but it's technically 15 minutes ago, until this Friday, March 8th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can comment your votes here or go over to Xcellar Comics on Facebook to vote on the Cover Combat post there. Comment your vote on each matchup individually on that Facebook post. But if you want to vote here, which we actually had someone do last week, but they just missed the deadline, didn't actually get it in until Saturday morning. So you got to have it in before Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it was actually just a random username for that too. It was just like user 8946769. Whoever that was, make sure you have that vote to us here prior to Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
people are already voting, so get on it.
Yep.
Awesome. Exciting stuff. All right. That'll do it for tonight. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Appreciate the chat. And until next time, don't forget, appreciating great art is awesome. And reading a great story is fun. So why not pick up a comic book and do both? Xcellar out.